Let's face it, we crave certainty. We build routines, map out 5-year plans, and scroll endlessly for answers. But the truth is, life doesn't care about our plans. What if instead of fighting uncertainty, you learned to dance with it? What if your greatest growth, joy, and transformation waited on the other side of surrender? In this video, we'll walk through the hidden power of trusting the unknown, not as a last resort, but as your greatest superpower. Remember the last time you felt completely out of control? Maybe it was that job interview you were certain you nailed, only to be met with silence. Or perhaps it was when a relationship you poured your heart into suddenly shifted, leaving you wondering what went wrong. In these moments, we come face to face with a truth we often resist. That control is an illusion we cling to for comfort, not a guarantee we can depend on. From a young age, we're taught to believe that success comes from careful planning, meticulous effort, and the ability to stay in control of our circumstances. We schedule every hour, build 5-year goals, and obsess over outcomes. But life rarely honors our timelines. The more tightly we try to manage every variable, the more anxiety we create. Why? Because the real world isn't predictable. It flows with complexity, randomness, and surprise. We think control keeps us safe, but often it becomes the very thing that traps us. We micromanage situations, avoid risks, and refuse to step outside the familiar, all in the name of staying in charge. Ironically, this control creates rigidity, which crumbles under real-world chaos. We don't bend, we break. The truth is, life was never meant to be perfectly mapped out. It was meant to be lived, dynamically, imperfectly, with space for spontaneity. And when we let go of our tight grip, something beautiful happens. We breathe easier. We become more creative. We trust more. Surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the recognition that while we can influence our lives, we're not the sole architects. And that's not a flaw, it's freedom. When we release the illusion of control, we create space for magic. We stop surviving and start living. Uncertainty is uncomfortable. It triggers something ancient in us, a primal alert system designed to keep us alive. Back then, the unknown might have meant a predator in the bushes. Today, it's an unread email, a delayed reply, a shift in plans. Different threats, same response. Our nervous system lights up, heart races, thoughts spiral. We enter fight or flight mode, even if there's no immediate danger. We're not just afraid of what might happen. We're afraid because we don't know what will happen. That ambiguity becomes a source of stress, feeding off our imagination. Chronic uncertainty keeps us on edge. It drains mental energy. It interferes with sleep. It makes us overanalyze every word, every silence, every possibility. And yet, uncertainty is everywhere. It's the nature of the future. No matter how much we plan, prepare, or control, we can't guarantee tomorrow. That's not pessimism, it's reality. And the more we resist this truth, the more we suffer. But what if the goal wasn't to eliminate uncertainty, but to navigate it with strength and presence? What if uncertainty wasn't our enemy, but our teacher? When we stop fearing uncertainty and start building tolerance for it, we reclaim our power. We step out of survival mode and into presence. We trade chronic worry for inner steadiness, and in doing so, we stop chasing peace and start creating it. It's time to shift the narrative. Uncertainty isn't the enemy. It's the birthplace of growth. Think back on a time when your life took an unexpected turn. Maybe it was a breakup that shattered you, only to reveal who you truly were. Maybe you lost a job and, in that void, found your purpose. These moments were terrifying in the beginning, yet transformative in the end. That's the paradox of uncertainty. It feels like loss, but often delivers the very expansion we're secretly craving. We resist uncertainty because we mistake it for danger. But in truth, it's potential. It's the wide open field before the path appears. And it's precisely in that openness where the magic happens. Look at every great innovation, every bold leap, every powerful transformation. They all began in the unknown. Steve Jobs being fired from his own company. Oprah getting told she wasn't fit for television. These weren't polished moments. They were messy, unclear, and filled with fear. But those very spaces, the uncertain ones, made room for reinvention. Reframing uncertainty doesn't mean denying the fear. It means holding space for it, and for what else might be true. Yes, this moment is uncertain. And yes, it might just be the start of something extraordinary. When we choose to meet uncertainty with curiosity instead of resistance, we step into the flow of life instead of fighting against it. We let go of the belief that everything must be planned and embrace the truth that some of life's most beautiful things are unscripted. And here's the secret. Those who thrive aren't the ones with the most answers. They're the ones most willing to explore the unknown with an open heart. Embracing uncertainty isn't a vague idea. It's a daily practice. One that begins with building internal tools strong enough to carry us through chaos. And let me tell you that it is possible to live this with these 4 practices. 1. Mindfulness. Uncertainty pulls us into imagined futures. Mindfulness brings us back to now. By anchoring your awareness in the present, you shift from fear to observation. Try this. When your thoughts begin spiraling, pause. Breathe in for 4 counts. Breathe out for 6. Ask yourself, what's real in this moment? Most often, the danger isn't now. It's just a story your mind is telling. That awareness is power. 2. Flexibility plans are useful, but clinging to them rigidly is where we suffer. Practice holding plans loosely. See them as guides, not laws. Adaptability is a form of wisdom. It says, I trust myself to respond no matter what happens. Instead of saying, this must happen, shift to, let's see what unfolds. That simple reframe opens space for peace. 3. Growth mindset challenges are not setbacks. They're invitations to evolve. When life surprises you, ask, what can I learn from this? Lean into the discomfort. Let it teach you resilience, patience, creativity. A growth mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones. 4. Daily rituals. Routines don't solve uncertainty, but they create stability. Morning meditation, journaling, gratitude lists, time in nature. These rituals ground your nervous system. They remind your body, even if the world is chaotic, I am anchored. Over time, these practices form a quiet confidence. You stop needing the world to be predictable because you've trained yourself to remain steady regardless. Embracing uncertainty isn't about becoming fearless. It's about becoming faithful to your inner strength, your unfolding path, and the possibilities waiting just beyond what you can see. When you surrender to the unknown, you stop chasing safety in the external world and start discovering it within. So many of us believe that peace lies on the other side of certainty. Once I get the job, once I find the partner, once I know how it all ends. But here's the truth. Those things can bring temporary relief, not lasting peace. Because as soon as one question is answered, another arises. True peace doesn't come from knowing. It comes from trusting. Trusting that life is unfolding with intelligence. Trusting that even when it doesn't make sense, it's still shaping something meaningful. Trusting yourself. Not to have all the answers, but to navigate whatever comes with courage. And with that trust comes power. The power to move forward, even when the path isn't clear. The power to let go without falling apart. The power to enjoy the becoming, not just the arriving. You start showing up differently, not from a place of control, but from presence, not driven by fear, but by alignment. you begin to realize that uncertainty isn't a flaw. It's the space where creation begins. Think of your life as a novel. Would you really want to skip ahead and read the last chapter? Or is the beauty in turning each page with wonder, watching the story unfold? Let go of needing to know how it ends. Instead, lean into the mystery. That's where your spirit expands. That's where peace lives. And that's where your deepest power, the power to trust, is born. If this message stirred something in you, if you're ready to stop fighting the unknown and start trusting the journey, then take the next step. Subscribe for more content that nourishes your mind and spirit. Like this video to affirm your choice to embrace trust over fear. And share it with someone who needs this message today. Because when we walk into the unknown together, we don't walk alone. You are stronger than your doubt. You are ready. And the unknown is already becoming your path.